Hey, I'm Andrew Olson, and today I want to show you around my Barney collection. So these here are some of the rarest pieces in my collection. I just added these a couple weeks ago. This here is the shooting script for A Day at the Beach and 3 Wishes, which were some of the first Barney videos produced. These are unique because they have all the editing notes for continuity written on the scripts. These came from the collection of Lori Harmon, who was the script supervisor on those first 3 videos. Along with those, I have the very first Barney book ever produced, right here, along with a really rare 3 Wishes cassette tape that was released alongside the 3 Wishes video. This here is the very first Barney doll ever produced. It was produced by Daken in 1990. He's characterized differently from the later Dakens, as you see he has a string right here to give a smile. These were called string mouth dolls. They were discontinued shortly after being produced because of the choking hazard, the string of the string. But there's only about 1,000 of these produced out there, and this one still has this tag on it. This was produced by Gund in 1991 for the Neiman Marcus stores. This guy is a 10-inch doll from Gund. He's the factory prototype, so there's only about 3 of these in existence. And he's slightly different from the production run of the Gund dolls that were produced. Right here is a Gund doll. This was the production run, so if you see, the tag is different than the prototype. Moving on, so this is a director's chair from the Barney and Friends set when they were filming down in Texas. Along with the chair, I have this guy. He's a pretty rare Barney doll. This was made in limited quantities, a special edition doll for the 10th anniversary of Barney in 1998. And I have along with him a couple original Barney dolls here. This guy came from Jess Nelson's collection, who was the production designer for Barney and Friends from 1992 to 95. Down here I have a couple in-box Barney toys that were produced. This here is a original painting that was done for one of the children's books. So this was done by the artist. They would have scanned this in and then put text or title above it. This is a Daken doll that was produced in 1992 by Daken. And this guy also came from Jess Nelson's personal collection. You want to have a bunch of various dolls around here. This is a unique one. This guy, he was exclusively handed out to journalists and press and produced in very limited quantities. He has the press hat and then a pencil right here. So he's a fun little guy. I made a lot of Barney dolls here, so this was my first attempt at doing a season 1 Barney replica. And then a couple months later, I finished this guy. It was my second attempt at the season 1 replica doll. This was a Daken replica I made, resembling the doll you see in Barney Campfire Sing-Along and Barney in the Backyard Gang. This here is a tour jacket handed out to the crew of Barney's Colorful World. Let's see, here's a Barney puppet I made a couple months back. It's a little different style of Barney than you see in my other replicas or dolls. So this guy is my favorite doll I've made, resembling the season 4 Barney doll. Made out of sculpted foam with custom dyed fleece on top. As you see in the back, I have a bunch of plush dolls, around 100 VHS tapes up there of almost every, Barney doll or Barney video produced up until I think around 2003 is when I stopped collecting really. Some of those are from my childhood, some I've added since. The very end up there, you can see the 10th anniversary Baby Bob and BJ dolls still in their packaging. Those were produced in 1998. Okay, so here's some of my other dolls down here. This guy, produced by Jakks Pacific for the 20th anniversary of Barney in 2008. He sings, works to also have 2 of those. Here's some other, handmade dolls. This guy was produced for Barney's Great Adventure, still in his original packaging. This guy is one of the first dolls that Golden Bear produced. They produced him without a mouth and toes, which I found was kind of interesting. Here are some tour books for Barney's Big Surprise. I have 4 of them. And basically these were handed out to the crew and the cast, and they give a breakdown of what city they're in, what day, the hotel information, when they need to be in the theater, all that kind of stuff for the entire tour. Some Barney books. This is an Actimates Barney store display produced by Microsoft. This would have been put in stores advertising the Actimates Barney doll, which is this guy right here. And these interacted with VCRs and computers, with Barney video games and VHS tapes. This was from my childhood. What my mom would do is, when I would get my Barney magazine, we would cut out pieces and put them together in a Barney scrapbook. This here is a Barney train ride. They were placed mainly in Chuck E. Cheese's, and I picked one up in an auction a couple years ago. Still works, in great condition. Sitting with him is this is the largest Barney doll produced. He's about 4 feet tall. These were produced for store displays, mainly used in JCPenney stores beginning in '92. And this here is a hat prop that came from studios at Las Colinas when the Barney production moved from there to Carlton, Texas. They had a big studio sale and sold off a bunch of props and such, and this guy came from there. So this couch right here was used on the set of Barney's House from the video series Come Over to Barney's House. It was also used later on in a music video in the later years of the series. Picked it up. It had been sitting in a elementary school that Lori Went, who's Dean Went's wife, the voice of Barney, that she worked at. And they wanted to sell it a couple months ago, so I picked it up. This here was one of the only doll designs that was produced of Riff. It was produced by Jakks Pacific. So these are hard to come by. This is the Barney doll that I grew up with. It was a hand-me-down from my older brother. And as you can see, he's very loved. But this is, for years, this is the only doll that really I had, and he's very dirty, but I still keep him. This guy back here, this cutout, is a replica of the very first store displays that were selling Barney and the Backyard Gang videos. They used to have a shelf that would go across here and the videos would sit on. This is one that I just had designed and printed out on cardboard to display. So this is another gun doll. As far as I can tell, this is the only, he's about 36 inches. This is the only one of him produced. This is a prototype doll, as you can see by the gun prototype tag at the back. I haven't been able to find another like him. I'm not sure if these were done as store displays or if this is just one of a kind and never actually went into production. But very rare. I haven't seen another one ever come up on the Barney market. I picked him up last week. He'd been in the possession of an antique dealer down in Tennessee, and happy I found him. On the wall here, we see some posters of Barney videos and the Barney movie. These would have been in Blockbuster Video, Hollywood Video, video stores advertising the releases of these VHSs. This chair right here was used on the set of Barney. This was used in the Barney Let's Play School video, as well as in Barney Super Singing Circus, and in one clip of Come Over to Barney's House. So this is a fun chair. These on this table are some prized, Barney artifacts. This guy came from the studio at Las Colinas, studio sale, same place I got that hat. So this would have been used by production members on Barney and Friends. This is an interesting piece of Barney history. It's asking, they sent this out to fan club members, trying to, locate and report fraudulent Barney costumes that were being used in the early 90s and trying to shut these fraudulent, party businesses down. There's some various postcards, press photos. This is the very first Barney album produced. It was award-winning, still in its packaging. Okay, so this here is, I have 70 sketches, production sketches for the book Barney Baby Bop's Band. So these would have been used by the artists when they're laying out the book, getting approvals from their management. So over 70 sketches here in this folder. This is the very first issue of the Barney magazine right here. He is still in his original packaging, as you can see. Let's see what else. Barney's Musical Castle. So one of my first memories as a child was going to Barney's Musical Castle. Kept the program all of these years. And as well, along with that, they give out these little flags at intermission that we waved around. And I kept my flag all these years too. It's been in better shape, but there it is. Here's a signed picture from Bob West, Patty Witz, and Julie Johnson, which is the voice of Barney, PJ, and Baby Bop. Here I have a backstage pass for Barney's Musical Castle. And right here is a catalog that would have been sent to video stores and retailers for Barney videos. I think this is about 1993 is when this was sent out. As you see, gives the retail price, the wholesale price, etc. And that's about it. This is my Barney collection. It has, I think, around 300 pieces in it right now, and it's still growing. But it's been fun to collect and reminisce over this purple dinosaur. So thanks for watching.